Alright people, so this video tutorial is for teaching K3 TOG, knit 3 together, or SSK twice, or people call it SSKP2 as well. So let's see, I simply call it SSK3, and I have in front of me the pattern for overlapping leaves. It's going to be a very popular pattern with loom knitters. I've converted it from needle knit and I have several versions of it. This is one version. The basic pattern remains the same, only the number of stitches changes. So anyway, right now I have in front of me one that is 16 rows and 16 stitches. So let's see. I'll tell again once more that charts are the visual representation of the pattern that we are making. So you see overlapping leaves, it goes like that and it goes like this. I'm going to demonstrate, which is purl 2, knit 5, knit 3 together, knit 2, yarn over, then again a knit, and then yarn over again, and then lastly it is knit 2. I'll correct one thing, that it is 15 row stitches. It's 16 row and 15 stitches, not 16 stitches, right? So let's begin. It is purl 2. I will suggest that you all keep your eye at how the stitch is moved. This shifting and moving of the stitch gives a very beautiful curved lines and shapes to the pattern. So I've purled 2, and then there is knit 5, unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, and unit 5. So on peg 8 is knit 3 together. Now how you will start moving: pick the stitch from peg 8, bring the stitch from peg 7 to peg 8 and place the one that you are holding between your thumb and your index finger, place it back. Now we need to make an eyelet on peg 11 and 13. So this is peg 11 and this is peg 13. So how we create this? We definitely create the eyelets by moving, shifting the loops. So here we made the first move. Peg 8, 9, 10, 11 is empty. We need peg 13 as well, empty. So move more, move 2 more peg, and now peg 11 is again has loop. So we will continue moving. We need 3 stitches here, so it is knit 3. So let's move it once again. You notice that I have moved twice stitches from this peg and replace it by keep bringing the stitches forward, right? Now you see this row is set up beautifully. 3 stitches here, 2 knits here. On peg 11 is an eyelet, peg 12 is unit, and 13 is an eyelet again. So, and now start knitting. Knit 3. You can knit all 3 stitches together, or you can knit like I always do, 1 and then 2, because sometimes it gets very tight and you have to pull and tug, and if you pull and tug, the yarn gets damaged. Knit 2 and then 1 knit here again, yarn over. This is a yarn over and another yarn over, and then knit. So there is a yarn over, there is a knit, there is a yarn over. Both your eyelets are formed. Let's demonstrate once again. Purl 2 and then unit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now I am on peg 8. Pick up this stitch, hold it in your hand nice, and don't tug and don't slip it as well. Lift up the adjacent stitch on peg 9 and bring it on peg 8 and replace this, the one that you are holding, the original peg 8 stitch. And now you need to start shifting. Shifting is happening twice because we have 2 yarn overs or 2 eyelets, one on peg 11, one on peg 13. Let's move twice. This is peg 11 is empty, but we need on peg 13 as well the empty peg. So keep moving, move more. Here peg 13 is empty, but peg 11 also you need empty, so move this stitch again 3. So now peg 11 is empty, peg 13 is empty. Knit 3, unit 2 and unit 1 and unit 2. This completes the K3 together. I'm knitting the unit row, or I call it easy row or the resting row as well, where you do the resting rows, all the even rows are knit 13 and purl 2. So the knit rows that you are the knit stitches should be knitted very loose, because you are doing quite a bit of movement in the eyelet rows. So keep these very, very loose. See, it's this loose. Here, it's this loose. But don't worry, your knit won't get spoiled. Sorry, this one was supposed to be purl. On the way back, that is on the knit rows, the even rows, knit the knit and purl the purl. That is the rule here. Alright people, now I'm on row 11, which is purl 2, then knit, then there is an eyelet on peg 4 and on peg 6. Again there is a knit, and knit 3 is on peg 8. This time it is left slanting, SSK 3, and then there is knit 7, plain unit. Let me show you how we do it. So I've done purl 2, and then when we are knitting left slanting stitches, we will count forward. So left slanting is happening on peg 8. We are knitting it on peg 8. So let's count peg 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? So as I taught you before, pull this stitch, keep it in your between your fingers, move the stitch from peg 7, place it on peg 8, and the original peg 8 will be placed on top of it. Now eyelets are made on peg 4, this peg, and peg 6, which is this peg. So move the stitch from peg 6 to 7 and from 5 to 6. Now there is an eyelet on peg 4. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I still have to make it. Now there is an eyelet on peg 4. Lift this this stitch from peg 7, place it back. So now you have 3, and we need an eyelet on peg 4. We already have 4. We need an eyelet on peg 6. This is peg 6. So let's move a stitch from here. There's a lot of movement. There are movement happening at least twice. Stitches from a peg 3 onwards are all moved 2 times. And now your row is set up for this move. The pattern calls for knit 1, empty peg, again knit 1, empty peg, again knit 1, and knit 3. So the rows are set up, and let's stitch. Knit, knit, and knit, and this is knit 3. It was loose enough, so I am actually moving it together. And after that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 unit stitches. And you'll keep your working yarn loose. Don't pull, don't make it very tight. We don't need. Lace is all about knitting softly, knitting loosely. Okay, next round. pay attention, purl 2, and then we'll start preparing the loop, this section for shifting. So net 3 left slanting is happening on peg 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Count forward. This is peg 8. Lift the stitch, keep it between your fingers, move a stitch from peg 7 to peg 8 and place the 8 stitch back on the peg. Now start moving. 1 move, 2 move, peg 4 is empty. We need peg 6 empty. This is 1 2 3, no, peg 4 is this. So here we got peg 4 empty for eyelet. We need peg 6 as well empty for eyelet, this peg. So take this 7th one back again forward on peg 8. Now peg 8 has 3 stitches. This one will also go there. So we have an empty peg on peg 6, peg 4. This is the setup for knitting. Now start knitting. Unit, again a unit, peg 7 and peg 8 is K3 together, and rest of the 7 pegs will be unit. This is how you shift the loops or the stitches on other rows which calls for left slanting decrease. This is called SSK and we are knitting 3 together. It is shifting the loops twice. So you see it's forming leaves very beautifully. You can see the curves. They open up more when you block it. See. And when you do knit 3, it comes like that, forms a little like, you know, textured border. See. Thank you so much.